Hey everybody, welcome to the Animation Station Podcast, episode 85. My name is Josh, and today it's going to be a little short episode. As most of you know, I did move this past weekend, so couldn't get a lot edited, wasn't able to watch a lot of stuff. Actually, finally got the internet hooked up. Let's see, it's Sunday. To date this, it's 8:46 on Sunday night. Was able to finally get all my internet hooked up. Everything's finally working. So again, wasn't able to watch a whole bunch of stuff. I was able to watch the season 3-ish mid-season premiere of Star vs. Forces of Evil. That was the only thing I was able to watch on my phone. Everything else just kind of didn't really work. So what we're going to be doing today is, I guess I can talk about Star vs. Forces of Evil. Again, it's just me, because it's going to be a nice, short, little, sweet episode. And then I've got the winners for our Space Boy posters. And who knows, I may say those right now. Like the first winner that we have... No, I'm not actually going to do that. I'm going to make you work for it. So first on, let's start with Star vs. Forces of Evil. Okay, so this is the first episode that we get right after Stump Day, and like basically it takes place right after Monster Bash. So we have two episodes. It's the Bog Beast of Bagaba'a, and the second episode is Total Eclipse of the Moon. That was probably the best title that I've heard in a while. Basically what we have in the first episode, Stars being Star, I suppose. So River actually has to take her, and they go hunting for the Bog Beast. And so it's basically Star and her dad going camp hunting thing, and she has to constantly be doing like she's constantly having to do all of these steps over, because her dad doesn't think she's ready. And basically the whole point is people that are jumping to conclusions, jumping in without thinking about the consequences and just like boom, 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 going, those are actually the Bog Beasts. So it's actually a whole nice little scenario for River to explain to Stars, like, hey, listen, kind of chill out a bit. Just think things through before you start acting. That's what's, everything will be fine. That was the first episode. It's one of those episodes where you're like, yeah, whatever, this episode doesn't mean too much. Then we have the second episode, which is Total Eclipse of the Moon. And this one, where we have Moon is actually getting with Eclipsa, and it's a really good episode, guys. Basically, what we have is Moon is not really... She basically goes and confronts Eclipsa about what's going on, like it's like in the Moon family, or sorry, it's not the Moon, in the Butterfly family lineage. Because we all know that Heinous is Eclipsa's daughter. However, she's not in the lineage. So Moon's like, okay, we're going to figure this out. So Eclipsa tells her about these special archives. And the only way that she can get into the archives is, she kind of takes Eclipsa with her. So they go over, get into the archives. There's a cool scene with a spider. Eclipsa's doing some cool stuff. We got a lot of really cool stuff with Eclipsa, because like this whole time she's like, I just want to find out what happened to my daughter. I haven't seen her for 300 years. I'd like to know what happened. And so, kind of tugs at Moon's heartstrings. And honestly, this was a really good episode, because we find out that something's not kosher in Muni. We have, again, it's just a really good episode, because we have this kind of like a conspiracy, like what actually happened with all of we'll just say with Eclipsa, like what happened with her and Heinous. How come nothing is as what it seems? She was basically erased and replaced with this other girl, and nobody knows who this other girl is, like where she came from. So she's just like in the Butterfly lineage. So now it's also like, okay, well, does that mean that all of these current butterflies are no longer related to Eclipsa? Because if we think about that, that is exactly what we're saying. Because this new girl, I can't remember her name. It's not. It'll probably be important later, but I forget it. Well, let me know in the comments below what her name is. Basically, after Eclipsa was basically arrested, put on trial, they put this new girl in Heinous' place. So if this is the new girl who is supposed to be a butterfly, then that means that Moon and Star and all of these butterflies since this girl are not actual real butterflies. And the last real butterfly is Heinous. She would be the last butterfly. I mean, in name, yeah, sure, they're all name. But in actual lineage, they're not real butterflies. So I'm kind of like, okay, so how are they going to explain the magic then? Is the magic just passed on through butterfly name? Is it like an actual blood type thing? Like, what's the deal here? Because it's one of those where you kind of open up a can of worms with it. Because it's like, well, if they're actual butterflies, then this new girl would technically have to be a butterfly too. But where did she come from? So it brings up questions like that where you're like, okay. And again, I'm also deep diving into a kids TV show. But hey, it's one of those like that's how you know it's good. Like if it makes you think about things, you're like, oh well, if that happens and that happens, then this happens. And to me, I really enjoy that type of stuff. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because it feels like in the intros that we received, we were getting false info. Because in the intros that they were showing us, it was showing us the courtroom scene where where Eclipse is actually on trial. However, none of that even happened this episode. So when I first watched it, I was like, wait, did I miss an episode? Were there 2 episodes that came out? So I went back to the Amazon app and I'm like, no, this is the only episode. I mean, this is it. So it feels like they kind of pulled a fast one on us, and who knows? Like if there was, I only have what's on the Amazon app. So did I miss an episode? I don't think I did, because it's really weird. Because at the end of Total Eclipse of the Moon, not the heart. Yeah, I get into anyway. It feels. I mean, we end it with, hey, we need to discuss some things, like with Star and Moon and Eclipsa. And so this, I'm like, because it seems like Moon and Eclipsa have an understanding, but then and Star is there too. So I'm like, what's going on? Because it feels like Moon has softened to Eclipsa, but then in the trial, Moon's like the high judge and sentencing her. So I'm like, I don't understand what's, like, is something going to happen in between to make this work? I don't even know. It's really confusing to me. But enough of Star vs. the Force of Evil. Did get a little bit of news came in, like, right before we recorded. It looks like Funimation has announced the dub lineup for ReZero. So, ReZero, Starting Life in Another World. They announced it at QuaiCon. So we're going to have Sean Chiplock as Subaru, Kaylee Mills as Amelia, Erica Mendez as Puck, Ryan Bartley as Ram, and Brianna Knickenbocker as Rem. We also have Kara Buckland as Patrice, and Ray Chase as Rosal. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. Well, also rounding out the cast, we have Christina. Get ready, guys. I'm going to butcher names. Christina Marie Cabanas, Robbie Damon, Faye Mata, Cassandra Morris, Sarah Williams, Mark Drieson, Chris. Bro, come on, Chris. I don't. Chris. Bo Billingsley, Patrick Seitz, Christina. Is that like Christina V? Christina V? Hold on. Oh, yeah, what do you know? That's like Christina V. Christina V, Lucian Dodge, Arnie, Arnie, Erica, Keith Silverstein, Chris Kaysen, not to be confused with Casey Kasem and a couple others. Sorry, I can't read tonight. It's been, like I said, it's been a long weekend, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on right now. So yeah, that's how my life's been going. Can't even read anymore. Other than that, I mean, really haven't had a whole lot of animation this week. Was able to watch, what was it? Takagi-san. Definitely go watch Takagi-san. Fantastic anime. Read the manga, actually, too. So read both of those. And then Darling in the Franxx. That's another good anime. Finally got caught up on that this week before the move. Basically before they took away the internet, and then I didn't get it back for like 3 days. So yeah, that was Darling in the Franxx. Good show. Thoroughly enjoy that. Other than that, really haven't, again, not a lot of animation coming out. Well, we had Coco that came out last week, so I mean, go buy Coco. And go listen to our friends over at Cloud City Cast. They did a whole Coco, I can't believe you haven't seen this, which is weird because like they both saw it, so it kind of like messes with their whole formula of, I can't believe you haven't seen this, because it's supposed to be like the two of them, so, but I know they've both seen it, so it's kind of weird that they did that. Not really calling out Cloud City Cast, but calling out Cloud City Cast. Other than that, I mean, Final Space is on TBS. Definitely watch Final Space. It's also on Hulu, or just buy the season, or, maybe wait a bit. Just saying. Maybe wait a bit. Maybe, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Let's see, what else animation-wise? Watch some Archer while unpacking. It's just one of those ones where I had downloaded a season, and so I had it on my Kindle. So I was like, so I was just playing Archers while I was unpacking. That was kind of fun. But other than that, I mean, yeah, that's all I got animation-wise. So thanks for listening to me ramble. My name is Josh, and I'm just kidding. Yeah, don't worry, I didn't forget the contest. So the two winners of our Amy and Oliver Space Boy posters. First winner is going to be at Frostfire Frost. So at Frostfire Frost, at Frostfire Frost. If you will shoot the Animation Station podcast or Josh L. Kane, either one of us, shoot us a DM, and we will actually get all of your info, and then we'll send that out to you. And the other winner is going to be, okay, so here's one. Again, so you guys know that Josh has problems reading. So get ready for a butchering. At Zaya Janae. Zaya Janae? At Zaya yeah. At ZAIYAJENAE. So you've also won. So again, same thing. DM either Josh L. Kane or the Animation Station. We'll get your address, and we'll get that mailed to you. Now, here's the thing, guys. There is a bit of a stipulation on this. You have 1 week to IM me to get your stuff. If you don't IM me by episode 86, then, well, basically, you have until Sunday the 11th. If you don't email me by DM me by Sunday the 11th, then we're gonna pick somebody else. I mean, that's just the way that it's gonna work. So we give you a week. If you don't get it in a week, then, we give it to the next person. We put everybody's name back into a hat, and then we draw again. But anyway, that's all I got today. So for the Animation Station podcast, my name is Josh. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh L. Kane. You can find the podcast on Instagram at Animation Station Podcast, on Twitter at Animate Podcast, on Tumblr, Vero, and Facebook at Animation Station Podcast. We've got that Vero, we'll see how that goes. You can also find all of our episodes on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, basically anywhere that you can download a podcast. We're pretty much on all of them. Then you can also go to our website, animationstationpodcast.com, click on the podcast tab, and you can find all of our podcasts that way. Guys, thanks so much for letting me vent. Again, we're going to go back to our regular stuff. Now that I finally have internet, can actually watch things again, we can actually record all of our stuff, get ready for some actual long episodes. I know we've done 2 really short episodes, the PSA episode and then this episode. Don't worry, this isn't a regular thing. This is something that is gonna not be frequent. This is just it was a really tough couple weeks, but we're back on schedule. Got an interview for you next week. Not gonna say names. Okay. I mean, yeah. If you guys, I got it. If you guys are gonna twist my arm about this, I'll actually say who we had on the episode. So we actually had Amanda C. Miller on, and if you don't know anything about Amanda, well, basically just Wikipedia. I mean, I just don't know like what you're doing. Like if you have questions about somebody, I mean, just that's what Wikipedia is for. Now, I will say, Wikipedia, not the best for everything, but it is pretty good. And some of my favorite things that Amanda has been in, she's been in Sailor Moon. She actually plays Makoto Kino, who is actually Sailor Jupiter. So, you guys know, Hannah and I loved that Sailor Moon. We had a whole, I don't know how many podcasts that she's been on, and we brought up Sailor Moon. So this is another episode talking about Sailor Moon with an actual Sailor Scout, guys. Like a frickin' Sailor Scout. Plus, the two of us, kind of, Josh, tangents. That's basically what happens. I honestly don't even remember what we talked about, just because, it was just, chatting with a friend. So, it's what I was we talked about, we talked about Toonami. We talked about if she was a Nickelodeon, Disney, or Cartoon Network kid, just all kinds of crazy stuff like that. So yeah, that episode is actually coming out next week. So that's going to be episode 86. And again, it's not what is this? 20 minutes? It's not a 20-minute episode. It's an actual episode. But anyway, it's late. I still have stuff to unpack. So for the Animation Station, I'm Josh. I'm somebody. I'm somebody else. Bye-bye, little butterfly. Made you look. Toodaloo. I don't even know. Oh yeah, Chogi-wa and what's Oliver's? Oh, it's been a real slice. Try to make the world a better place.